this other. Okay. If you hit live, you're on. So you can talk whatever you want.
All right, so we are here checking out this practice right now. We have just 3 teams on the ice for this one. Usually we're at 4 for pairs. I think it's going to be really exciting. Going to see some big throws, some big twists today, and a lot of just, I think, patience for some of these teams, getting their timing organized so that way they're not throwing their partners too far. It's going to be fun to see. Yeah, as I mentioned, I believe Ellie and Danny just drove in this morning, early this morning, from Colorado, and this is their first time touching the ice today. It's going to be a quick turnaround for them, but you know, they are professionals, and I am ready to see what they bring to the table. On the screen, you can see today's schedule of what events are happening, what has happened already. After this championships pairs practice, we have the novice ice dance pattern dance, followed by the junior rhythm dance. So be sure to catch those too, but up first, we're just still watching these pairs.
We play beginning with the team of McBeath and Parkman, to be followed by team Cooke and Timmy.
I would be thinking about how I'm going to read them on just do this thing. Is there pretty much a McBeath right now?
Oh, Matthew got a little close to the wall there, or didn't really have much of a choice. Ellie and Danny were coming in hot, straight into that corner. Mr. Clean is also something I call Danny, but that's just because of his amazing haircut. Something we talked about at Champs Camp, Skate America, about Champs Camp from a couple years ago. He did win Best Hair, voted by the athletes. Rightfully so.
Competitors, this warm-up has concluded. Now skating their free program, Katie McBeath and Daniil Parkman, to be followed by Sydney Cooke and Matthew Kennedy.
Up first, we have Katie and Daniil. Katie and Daniil have so much power to them. I mean, we are watching the Paris event, so 100% the power is absolutely going to be there, but he's a very tall boy. What I love about this team is the expression and their commitment to their characters when they perform. Whatever characters those may be, they're really, really into it. Ooh, very, very close there. Wow. That could have been Very dangerous. That was extremely lucky with that one. Rightfully so, like, Katie and Daniel did have right of way in terms of their music being on. And what's tough after a scenario like that is the other team is going to be quite stressed now because they're already on edge from being on practice. And on top of that, hitting a team. I know they didn't hit, but they got extremely close. Now that's only with 3 teams on the ice right now, not 4. And very impressive. Holding another human above your head on blades on 1 foot going backwards. Not for the weak. Nice skate through for Katie and Daniel. They got really lucky, like I said, with that other team not hitting there. That would have been a pretty bad collision. Up next is Sydney and Matthew.
And now the free program for Sydney Cooke and Matthew Kennedy, to be followed by Grace Pons and Danny.
That moment, as you're waiting for your music to play, is so long. And then, especially in a scenario like that, they didn't even call their name, so they got to their spot real early. It's a long time not touching one another. I know they have side-by-side jumps, but I feel like they could have maybe connected a little between there. Interesting choice, too. I mean, obviously, it's up to the skater and the coaching team to why Matthew would not be jumping and Sydney would be in that moment. Luke's coming down. Maybe they had a harder travel day yesterday. Got in this morning. It's always very taxing when you don't get adequate rest. Those travel days, like you think because you're sitting down the whole time on a plane or just walking through an airport, they're sometimes harder than an actual training session. Just because you're not your normal routine.
The length of the music is 4 minutes and 10 seconds. Next, we will play the free music for Braves Cons and Danny Neudecker, to be followed by Ellie and Daniil Shin. Length of music, 4 minutes, 10 seconds. And now the short program of Ellie and Daniil.
Up next is Ellie and Danny. These guys have had a season just up and up and up. It's been very good for them. Talking about expression, these two are so good at it. And Danny's partnering skills, skating skills, I mean, them as a team is so, so good. Their power, their glide, weight transfer, he's such a leading, commanding, but not dominant partner in a way that doesn't look like he's forcing her anywhere. He's just only inviting her. Beautiful twist. Very intricate entry to the throw. Beautiful. Looks like they might be doing a full run here. What's so cool about this team is how fast they get through their elements at the beginning of the program. Wow, Danny could not have gotten close to the ball there. So it gives them so much time and freedom to be able to take their time with this footwork sequence. There's so much GUE and added value. A little messy there, hanging on. There's so much added value to just a pair's footwork sequence and how much they can make just in that, in the GUE. The freedom you feel here is beautiful. Very cool entry. Wow. Excellent skate. Wow, considering they got in so early this morning, they made that look very, very easy.
2 minutes and 49 seconds. Competitors are approximately 15.5 minutes remaining in this practice session. If we have mispronounced your name, please notify the announcing team so we may make corrections prior to your event.
Impressive full run that they just did. It's such a team this team is so trained. They're so ready. They're so ready to compete here and also continue on for the rest of the season as well. They're here to do their job and get themselves set up for the next, well, say 16 months for sure. Wanting to start making sure that they're solidifying, hopefully, an Olympic spot, an Olympic berth for both of them. Making sure that the way they show up at all their events previous to this and after this, to really just like lock in that spot for the two of them. It's never guaranteed, but it's all taken into account. Ooh, that was far. solid throw. Wow. These women are strong out here. So much force being thrown by one of these boys. He's getting launched into the air, and then just having to control that force and then absorb it as well. Insane. Anyone watching at home, if you guys have any questions, feel free to tweet at US Figure Skating or on X. Send any questions you have. I'll do my best to answer them in this meantime. It's just me up here. No Jackie Wong, no Ashley Kane, no special guest with me this time. So just me and you guys. Any questions you got, let me know. This is their second practice today, so I think that's why you're seeing a lot of not talking at the boards, but a lot of people are just kind of setting themselves up, you know, getting their corners set. As you see, well, sometimes it shows up, but Ellie and Danny have done this part of their footwork sequence a couple times. As I mentioned, Danny got real close to the wall during their run through, and then 2 times after that, he is just hugging that US Figure Skating Fund poster on the wall right next to the Peacock one. I don't know why. He's really trying to get those funds sent to US Figure Skating. Feel free to. Really helps the athletes, I'm not going to lie. Wow, I could only imagine having this much like freedom on a practice. Usually we're used to 5 dance teams, and most of the time they always show up, which in our practices most of the time are 30 minutes. So as soon as that last skater finishes, there's usually 1 minute remaining. I would absolutely be talking to all the audience members by now, and Keyton would be skating by, grabbing my hand, saying we should probably go do something else. 100%. I was notorious for asking what people were eating and where they were getting it from the arena. Daniil and Katie are working out here right now, making the most out of their time on this main rink. The teams out here only have 1 practice tomorrow, and it's late at night. This grouping tomorrow night starts at 10 p.m., finishes at 10:40 p.m. That is late to be doing a practice, especially pairs. Oh my gosh. There's like an ideal time and an unideal time, and that is probably not the most ideal time. to be training. I will always take a later night skate over an early morning one, though. Much preferred that, even if it was hard to go to sleep afterwards. Wow, unison of this is very nice for Katie and Daniil. They've improved quite a bit since last year. Oh, I got a couple questions coming in now. All right, skate maven. Did I do dance from the beginning, or did you ever skate singles or pairs? Well, sorry to break your heart, I never did pairs. I don't think I met the height requirement, even though that's not really a thing. It was just one of those things that I always made a joke about. But I did a little bit of singles, not that much. I was always into performing. I didn't love skating at the beginning, but I loved doing ice shows. And the times that I did compete a little bit of freestyle when I was like 7 or 8 years old, I had a tendency just to like kind of go and improv after I did my first jump. So my mom at the time, which was my coach, my parents both are my coaches, and she decided that it's probably best if there is someone to hold my hand and kind of help tame me just a little bit. So that's how I started doing ice dance. She also did ice dance, and my dad did pairs, so it's quite ironic in terms of this question. Never heard the end of it from my father. But my mom, yeah, she was an amazing ice dancer, and she kind of just like guided me into that direction, and I loved it ever since, because the difficulty was there, the intricacy was there, but also on top of that, I really got the opportunity to perform and like express myself, and that was something I always loved to do. And I always loved skating, like really allowing myself to skate as much as I could. Oh, what is my favorite Warhorse piece of music? Maria. I have a couple. I mean, cliche, but I do love a good like Phantom of the Opera. I think it's so cool. That's just because I always love the music of the night. Caitlin will probably laugh if she hears that. I just love the passion and the expression behind it. Can't go wrong with like a good Carmen piece. I mean, classic Bolero as well. I mean, it's a scary one to skate to, absolutely. But yeah, I have a couple of those. We never really did super Warhorse pieces, Caitlin and I. We always tried to be a little bit more original. We had a couple. We did like a Romeo and Juliet, but a different take on it in terms of like from the newer movie back in newer, but 10 years ago, newer. Now, but yeah, I mean, it was always something that like our skating style was not so grand, like powerful grand, as it was more gentle, minimal movements, more expression of tenderness, I'd say. So big, powerful pieces weren't really in our wheelhouse. I'm sure we could have done them, but it wasn't something that we wanted to explore too much. These are great questions, everyone. Thank you for sending them in. Oh my gosh. I just got one. What would what would be your favorite pair element to do or try? Well, that is a great question. That one's from Valentina. Let me tell you, I have actually done, with one of the coaches of the boards down there, a couple different mediocre pair elements, but I've done a headbanger with Brandon Frazier. That was terrifying. Also, mad props to all of the pair girlies out there doing those. I like skinned my arm a little bit. This was on tour in Stars and Ice. You can catch it on both of our Instagrams. The last couple shows when we did Stars and Ice after the Olympics, Brandon and I started messing around doing like lifts and stuff because I thought it'd be really funny. And it was hilarious because we would just like, before the show, there's like an hour of practice ice, and by that point, you just kind of like walk your number 5 minutes with your partner, and the other 55 minutes, we would like throw a football on the ice or like play soccer. Like, I'd ask Brandon to lift me because I thought it'd be hilarious, and did stuff like that. So headbanger would probably be the one that I have tried. Terrifying. And he did a great job. I kicked him in a couple places on the way up. He really wanted me to put my arms behind my back. Hard pass. Probably would have skinned my chin. And he is a strong boy. Mind you, he's a world champion. So, yeah. He doesn't suck. But I'll tell you right now, I have no desire to ever do a press lift, especially on the ice. Hard pass. Can't really do those in spread eagles the whole time. Really love spread eagles. Death Spiral looks kind of fun. Not going to lie. And what else? No desire to do a twist, being twisted or be the twister or twistee. I'd say a throw could be pretty fun to do. Like the idea of feeling that I can throw someone in the air, like, and they can land. I don't have to recatch them. Like I can help them take off, but then it's up to them. It sounds like a lot of responsibility, but also like half on you. So that sounds like a good time to me. I don't know. Pairs just for me is so intense in terms of the physical demands that are required, and it is underappreciated, in my opinion, to how difficult this discipline actually is. Great question, everyone. Thank you for not having me twiddle my thumbs and try to talk to myself. I really appreciate it, but now we can appreciate Danny's bald head. And Ellie's camel. Wow. I wonder if he skates faster. Oh, I'm sure his head gets so cold here in Wichita, actually. Oh my gosh, he better bring a beanie. Oh, great twizzle, Danny. I only make these jokes because I'm good friends with him. He's this notorious part of loving that wall over there. That's going to be something in the performance that I think that he's going to be fine with, but he's going to need to be aware of that he doesn't get too carried away, especially with the way the skate goes. Pairs clusters in their footwork, by the way. I choreographed a program for a senior pair team earlier this season with Olivia Smart, and it was a challenge to do, first off, the footwork sequences in the short program, but two, the pair clusters having to need to be in hold. It's quite challenging, and some intricacies that are in there. It's really cool. It's the last minute or so of this group. Wrapping up, doing their bows.
Session for Championship Pairs Group A. The next practice session will be for Championship Pairs Group B.
And just found out that Ellie and Danny actually drove from Colorado, late last night and arrived at 2 a.m. this morning. Wow. Champions. It's not an easy thing to do. We have our second group on the ice now.
Keyton, Ellie, Korytek, and Chapman.
This group will feel a little busier. We've got 4 teams on this one. Emily and Spencer, part of this grouping as well. Spencer got a new haircut. Little buzz cut. Spencer's knees. Emily and Spencer's knees, actually. But Spencer has an amazing skating quality. I don't know if he was an ice dancer at one point, but he could have been. Could be. Same with Balazs. He's on this group as well. We have Audrey, Shin, and Balazs. On the screen, you see Linzy and Keaton. Funny story, when I was training in Michigan, Keyton actually used to live in my apartment. He was a roommate of mine for about 9 months. On the screen, you can see Ellie and Timmy just going through their stroking exercises, warming themselves up. Whoopsie, nice. Stephanie, you're from Wichita, and what am I enjoying the most about your town? Well, I have seen the hotel, and I have seen the rink. I've seen what looks like a little river or stream from my window of the hotel, and I have felt the cold. So as of right now, everyone's been extremely welcoming. The people are very nice, but I have not seen much, just very cold weather, which is more felt than seen. For anyone just tuning in, please feel free to send me any questions, comments, anything you got at US Figure Skating on X. I'm going to do my best to send them to you, or answer them, I should say, not send them to you. I'm going to do my best to answer them in game time, see what I got. If not, you're going to hear what I'm talking about. Some skating skill things, some fun little tidbits here and there. I'm going to let you guys enjoy some good skating, watching the skaters get themselves prepped for the event this week. Kelly just asked, would I ever consider skating in solo dance? I've seen the solo dance field. They are so good, all of the skaters in that. I do not think I can keep up. First off, skating solo dance alone, well, dance alone is so hard. For the times that Caitlin and I would train individually, like if I was injured or she was injured, there would be moments that we would still continue our training and do solo run-throughs, and that really starts to expose where your strengths and your weaknesses are when you do that, and it makes you a much better skater when you learn how to skate your program in a way that's alone. But I don't think that that is for me, because I believe that solo dance is so hard. Not afraid of a challenge at all. I do love a good challenge, but some of the stuff that I've seen is so challenging within solo dance, and I've choreographed a couple programs for solo dancers, and it's their rules are very hard and quite restricting as well.
Now skating a short program, Audrey, Shin, and Balazs, Nagy, to be followed by Emily Chan and Spencer Howe.
Up now is Audrey and Balazs. I'm excited to see this team. I've always really liked Balazs' skating, and Audrey as well. Very dramatic. Also, I love this piece of music. Back to that Warhorse comment. There is a Bulgarian ice dance team from 2007 who won Worlds. Probably one of my favorite free dances of all time. They did like a 7 Deadly Sins one. It was amazing. Interesting type of music. I haven't heard that before. Tara Kane asked me, what did I have for lunch? Tara, what a great question. Thank you for asking that. I had half of a burrito, a breakfast burrito, at like 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. because I decided to sleep in a little bit for once. So that was a great question. It was delicious too. Oh, very interesting, intricate partnering holds here. This team is very expressive. Oh, I love a good swing drop top. I know that probably just flew over everyone's head there, but I love it. As a team, their body movement is very fluid. They show a lot of it, and you can see that, but it's very hard to do that. Wow, very nice, powerful. Writer comedy, yes, this is exactly where you send your questions for the live feed. I see you. Waxel, please keep talking about yourself. I'm loving this. I'm going to assume that's a you do love this, so I will keep talking about myself in the brief moments. And do I still have the swan costume? Yes, I do, but I don't know if I fit in it anymore. It might be a tight squeeze, but maybe I'll do it one day. We'll see.
Linzy, Fitzpatrick, and Keyton.
Up now is Emily and Spencer. Spencer loves a good like step from back to forwards moment, like a good like back outside edge, forward outside. Just take your time. His presentation skills with Emily are so good. There's such a beauty that they produce together in the moments of like in real pair skating. Emily is such a strong athlete as well. Wow, very cool exit. That was very dynamic. Spencer's not gonna move if you run into him. Cool. Also, Waxel, great profile picture. Nathan Chen scratching his head. Good friend of mine. I know they've missed a couple elements like marked them in this, but this team has so much power.
Music time, 4 minutes and 11 seconds.
Yes, Quanet, I do remember the OD from the 2003 Worlds. I'm a skating nerd.
And now the short
I've
program
watched
for
so
Linzy
much,
Fitzpatrick
particularly in
and
the ice
Keyton
dance
Derringer,
field.
to be followed by Korytek and Timothy Chapman.
Expressive skate from Linzy and Keaton there.
Usage length, 2 minutes, 52 seconds. And now the free program of Ellie, Korytek, and Timothy Chapman.
Don't you come back no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the
Skating now
road,
is Ellie and
Jack,
Timmy.
and don't you come back no more. Don't you come back no more. Don't you come back no more.
Wow, cool entrance to that lift. Also the exit. That dismount was awesome. I'm a fan. I love how pair skaters just like throw in ice dancer lifts as a transition. And that's like a full level lift that we have to do. And they're like, yeah, we're just gonna do 2 of them back to back, and just like, this is for fun.
Don't you come back no more.
Very cool skate.
Length of the music is 4 minutes and 10 seconds. Competitors, there are approximately 16 minutes remaining in this practice session. If we have mispronounced your names, please notify the announcing team so we may make corrections prior to your event.
Couple questions rolled in. What was my favorite program that I did with Caitlin? Oh my gosh, this answer might change on the day, but I have a couple. I can't say it's one. I did love the last 2 that we created, the U2 one and the Fred Again I Found You free dance. They're both on YouTube. We really poured our hearts into those, and those were so much fun to skate. And then I really loved our Cuban Pete rhythm dance from the year previous to that. That was such a fun character piece that Massimo Scali created for us. I should say created with us even. Like, we always wanted such a big input in what we were producing. I mean, I don't know. I loved all of our programs for the most part, give or take a couple. But yeah, I really, I don't know. It's hard to pick. It's different on the day. If you have any questions, follow along on US Figure Skating social media. You can ask them on X at US Figure Skating. Another question from Maria. What was my favorite Grand Prix or international competition? Okay, well, any competition in Japan, I loved. I loved Skate America. Skate America was always fun because it was like a nationals without the pressure of nationals. It was still stressful, but nationals is its own beast. Because this is either the end or the next start to the second part of your season. Meaning, like, you either stop after nationals for the most part, or it's the beginning of the second part of your season. We always tried to look at our season into 2 parts. The first part being like our September through December, and then nationals was the second part, being nationals, 4 continents, and then a world championships after that. I also really loved, I mean, the Olympics didn't suck either. That was pretty cool. Life-changing moment. It's like weird if I don't say that. And also World Team Trophy, we did that one. That one was really fun as well. I mean, just anytime getting to perform in Japan, the fans are so courteous and so supportive. I mean, very much like a U.S. audience, and honestly. Great question, Katie. How often do ice dancers at this level need to or choose to get their blade sharpened? I know it's a random question, but I've always wondered this. It's not random. I mean, like, if you asked me what my favorite color was, that'd be random, but if you want to know, it's green. But everyone's different. It wasn't necessarily an amount of times. It was just something that we always did probably the week prior to leaving. Like, if we left on a Monday, the Tuesday prior to that Monday, we would get it done Tuesday or Thursday, so we can skate on them at least one time. It was kind of important for us to feel like the blades were not dull, but I didn't want them too sharp. But everyone's different. Some people like their blade sharpened like every 2 weeks. Some people will go 6 months and not get their blade sharpened, and then they start skidding all over the place. It's all like dealer's choice, really. Some amazing skating going on out here. This is our second practice today. Competition practices, by the way, are exhausting. It's a portion, like a fraction of what you train in a day. This is 40 minutes. I mean, these guys are used to hour-long, hour-and-a-half-long sessions, 2 or 3 of those a day. Skating probably upwards of 3 hours, if not more, a day. And this is 2 40-minute skates in that day, 120 minutes. But, oh, excuse me, that's not it. Oh my gosh, it's been a long day for me. But 2 sessions for them. And these competition practices are really just, they're very taxing. Even though there's moments at the boards where you're talking to your team, like you're on the whole time. Everyone's watching you. I mean, we're streaming it. You guys are watching it at home that aren't even in the arena, and the ones that are listening to this in the arena, I mean, you're seeing it firsthand. Balazs and Audrey just drilling that twist. They've done it quite a few times on this practice. Skate fan Phil. JLB, what changes do you hope to come to ice dance and post-Olympic cycle? Are you a fan of the choreo step sequence? What changes? Oh my gosh. We could talk about this for hours, but realistically, I'm not going to lie, I do miss compulsories just a little bit. I know they're not the most fun to watch, but I thought that it kind of separated skaters to be able to do a good compulsory. It was a lot of work. But I love the choreo step. I think it's really fun. I would love to actually see more instilled rules on dance frame. And if like the direction the rhythm dance is going right now, I think it's getting really fun. But I do really miss the integrity of a compulsory dance. And I miss dance styles too. I miss a good waltz. I miss seeing a tango. I know it might have been redundant. I miss seeing Latin. I missed having more of a direct comparison within the skating itself. It either needs to be further apart or more similar in a way that allows dancers to be judged more executed off of the same executed elements. Like you'll see throws out here, most of the skaters are doing the same throws, if not very similar ones that can be judged across the board. There's so much creative freedom in ice dance, which is amazing, but a lot of things I think that could be fixed. Or changed. I didn't say fixed. It's not broken. It works great. Great question, Austin. Their question is, do they have a certain amount of time they have to train, and what is a typical schedule like? Everyone's different. Pair skaters, very much like freestylers, I think train a lot, but they can only do so many of these explosive elements throughout a day. I mean, there's only so many times one of the partners can be thrown and take the impact of a throw, and doing the jumps, these big lifts. You can only do so many, and the same with the twists. I mean, in ice dance, there's so many meticulous things where we actually don't leave the ice at all. So we spend more time on the ice, from my understanding, upwards of 3.5 hours a day on the ice. I can't speak specifically on how long pair skaters are training on the ice, but I think they're looking at probably closer to 2.5 to 3 hours, because their body can only take so much at that high level of intensity. And they have so many elements to be rehearsing throughout the day. Rider Comedy. Where do you write the questions for me? You're doing it right now. That was a perfect spot to do it. You asked that question directly, exactly as you should. So if that's your question, that's your answer. Ooh, PB&J88. Also a great name. Does the ice feel different from venue to venue? If so, how might ice quality impact skaters' performances? Yes, ice does feel different. Ice feels different in countries as well. Ice feels different in how long the ice has been prepared and how long it's been up. Sometimes you get to an event and like these skaters today, the ice has been made already because there's been events happening. Practices as of yesterday because the events that have started already today. But sometimes you arrive at an event on like a Monday or Tuesday night and the ice is being put in that night. So you skate on it for the first time the next day. It can be a little wet still. It's really thin. It can be crunchy underneath you. It can be really soft. It can be really hard. Soft and hard ice, everyone has like a different preference. I always kind of liked a little bit of a harder ice personally, but not too cold because it felt like it would be brittle and break underneath you. There's like a sweet spot. Honestly, ice in the US has always been pretty generous, like always really nice. Sometimes when you go to like the smaller Eastern European countries, I always found the ice was a little different. It's just different everywhere you go. And the ice size, I mean, we have two sizes, your NHL and Olympic size, which vary. Just the length stays the same, but the width is different. And that width doesn't make much of a difference to the spectator, maybe a little bit, but as a skater, that width can be very tiring to fill that space because you have an additional 15 feet of width that you're working with. So yeah, it's different, that's for sure. It can definitely impact the skater though and their performance based on like what their comfort level is, and especially in a team like for the ice sizings. Some ice glides more, and if you're gliding more, as you noticed earlier with Danny, he was getting real close to that wall. That's because of his skating skills, obviously, but spatial awareness is a huge skill to learn. Thank you guys so much also for sending in all these questions. I'm not going to lie, this is so fun to do this. I love this opportunity, first off. But to have you guys be a part of this with me, I think is super cool. Just to be able to share my knowledge, to share my insights, to share my stories, share my whatever you want to know, or whatever I can tell you, I should say. And your questions are making this really enjoyable for me. Ellie and Spencer just really trying to execute that ending to be done at the same time. Looks like they really want to face each other. Rider comedy. We got it. Third time's a charm. Love it. When your partner messes up the twizzles, do you know in real time what they did, or do you not know until after the performance when you watch the replay? You know, I think that you know it's there, but you don't allow yourself to judge it. I mean, that was something that Caitlin and I really worked on very much in our training and also in our competing, was making sure that when mistakes do happen, which are inevitable, you obviously don't want them to, but you can't. No one's perfect. Perfect doesn't exist. But when it does happen, to not give yourself the luxury to judge it. I mean, at the end of the day, if I'm driving on the road and I see an accident, hopefully not, but if I do, I don't sit there and like judge that accident, because then that might pull me out of my driving at that same time. So when it does happen, you let it go, you keep moving, and every step forward is one that you leave behind. And that was something that Caitlin and I always kind of said to each other, and it's like, okay, whatever happens, just keep moving, don't stop, and then we can reevaluate, reassess, go back to the drawing board, talk about it afterwards if we needed to. But it's it's never like, oh, you made a mistake or I made a mistake either. It's like, okay, we made a mistake. That's pretty much it. And just keep moving, because sometimes if you allow that to fester too long, it can affect your confidence. It can start creating a small little monster in your mind, which starts to control you in all the ways. So it's not fun at all. Great question. Took a minute to get there, but I loved the perseverance. And yeah, watching those replays after in the kiss and cry are sometimes hard, because you're out of breath and you're like, wow, that was so fun, and I'm so nervous to see what score I'm gonna get, and oh wait, that's what I looked like. It felt way better than what what I'm looking at. But that's okay. The job's already done at that point. Spencer and Emily doing their side-by-side spin, and bam. I hope you guys are enjoying the stream, enjoying watching these practices. If there's anything else that you guys would like to know as well, or like to hear about or hear less about, let me know. I'll do my best. Yeah, on the screen there, you can see that you can send your questions to me at US Figure Skating on X. Let's see what we can do. Some nice quality here. Audrey and Balazs. Just like very... This is a long time to be able to skate that well. And they're a newer team. To be able to skate that well together this early is a very, very, very challenging skill.
There is 1 minute remaining in this practice session.
Vivian Grace, great question. Who have I seen? Who is someone that you've seen today in any discipline who you're especially excited to watch compete and want the viewers to look out for? Maybe a lesser known name that you think we should know about. In the women's practice earlier today, Sherry Zhang, love the quality of skating that she brings to the table. Now you may already know about her, but I think that her quality of skating is so grounded. It's so... I don't like to use the word assertive, because assertive can come across as like dominant and forceful or aggressive even, but it's not that, as it's really just clear. There's a lot of clarity in her movements, in her performance, in her skating, even in her landing. So I love to just see that within skating itself, and I think that Sherry Zhang will be a really fun one to watch skate the next couple days. So this is wrapping up the second group of pairs right now. There's going to be a brief ice make. I'll have some guests. We'll do a quick little interview with Ellie and Danny before the next group starts. During that ice cut, catch up with them, see how their practice went, what they're thinking, what they're feeling, see how much sleep they got last night. If you have any questions that you want me to ask them, send them my way. You have about 2 minutes. Maybe a little longer, actually. I'll give you a little longer on that one. In pairs, do they count rotations and spin? Oh, they count rotations and spins. We can hear them. Yes, we can. Do you do that in ice dance? You know, I think that when we do partnered spins in ice dance, one of the partners does. I always was the responsible one for that, because I was not upside down or inverted or doing crazy stuff. I did a sit spin, and then I spun the other way and did a sit spin. Maybe a camel. I just did multi-directional stuff. Caitlin was like inverted doing split stuff or Beelmans or laybacks, so I counted. And we don't count out loud in our twizzles because we're only doing 4 rotations. I think they count out loud when they're doing their side-by-side spins, because they're spinning so fast for many, many revs. So that concludes the second group. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay a little bit longer. Come on, one more group, then you guys can go get your dinner organized if you're not already eating. I know that's where my mind's at, clearly. But yeah, come back, hang out. ask some questions, see what we got.
Skaters,
Thank you.
please clear the ice for the Zamboni.
Whatever you like. Like, you can have whatever you like. Whatever you make me lose it. You make me lose it.
Sing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star backwards. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Sky above. No. Sky in diamond. It hurts. Oh my god. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Like a diamond in the sky. Like. I'm trying my best. Okay. Sky in the diamond. Wonder. No. R. No.
It's good enough, like, come on.
It's the remix.
Spin in a circle for 30 seconds and walk in a straight line. I mean, I have to do this a lot, technically. Okay. Whoa. I think I did it.
Reveal the strangest item in your bag or pocket.
What is like the weirdest thing you keep in your skate bag?
A blue rubber duck is in my skate bag because it's the mascot for the Ann Arbor Figure Skating Club where I coach Swervy the Duck. Shout out Ann Arbor Figure Skating Club.
Shout out to Swervy.
Shout out to Swervy.
Swervy represent.
Make up a rap.
About pizza and koalas. I'm not Nicki Minaj, unfortunately.
Are you gonna give me a beat?
We were only ever gonna tease ya when I said we were gonna order pizza.
You got pizza. You smell like cheese, it's nice to meet ya.
There's cheese on my pizza, and I like the pepperoni.
If you ever wanna come over, just holla, and you can come and meet my koala.
I'm not so sure where this is going, but I like koalas, so we're gonna roll with it.
Pizza, pizza,
Okay, the rap is good. We did it. Yeah. We did it. Thank you.
Yikes. All right, nice job today. Very good. Excellent. You're welcome.
Focus on your unison when you're coming out. And then we're gonna bend your knees a little. And you're gonna try to push out with one foot.
Oh, we gotta finish on commitment.
Our arms are out, and we're bending our knees. Good job. Look at you. Can we swizzle together? Let's see, can we swizzle?
Somebody's gonna have to go tight. So be careful. All right, go again.
138.85. And your total score, 204. Season's best.
Spin in a circle for 30 seconds and walk in a straight line. I mean, I have to do this a lot, technically. Okay. Whoa. I think I did it. it's been a goal of ours since we've started skating together. We knew we wanted to be the best team that we could be, and that meant being world champions, and to have achieved that twice already has been absolutely incredible. So why not go for one more?
From United States of America, Madison Choke and Evan Bates.
Well, we did have a lot going on this summer with the wedding and then getting the gold medal in Paris, but I think, starting the season, we really want to keep in mind that we want to peak at Boston in March 2025, and we're going to start our season at Skate America in October 2024. So that kind of, 6 or 7 month plan has us, I think, right where we want to be at Champs Camp right now. We're really excited about the programs that we made this season. We feel like they're different and they're creative in a different way for us. And just looking forward to showing them at Skate America in Texas.
I think our music selection in the rhythm dance is going to be really fun for the crowd. Kind of keeps you guessing. You won't really know what's next until you hear it. And I think that aspect is really fun. For our free dance, I absolutely love the music. It's classic, but with a twist, and it just feels really good to skate to and dance to and move to. There have been some really memorable moments, especially this summer, and in general, when we go through the season, I think there are points where we have to stop and evaluate and look at what we've done so far, and then we can assess where we want to go next. So I think those reflecting points are really helpful and really necessary. I think we'll definitely maybe take some time to kind of just absorb everything that's happened this summer, from the World Championships in the spring, touring, getting married in June, touring some more, and then going to Paris to get an Olympic gold medal is pretty special. So yeah, a lot to be grateful for, and a lot to journal about.
Sing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star backwards. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, sky above. No. Sky in diamond. It hurts. Oh my God. Like a diamond in the sky. Like. I'm trying my best. Okay. Sky in the diamond. Wonder. No. R. No.
It's good enough, like, come on.
It's the remix.
Oh wow, alright. Show off your best dance move. I don't really have one. Alright. Alright.
First rule about Fight Club, you don't talk about Fight Club.
Is this Sandlot?
Oh, I know that one.
Yay for baseball, home run.
No.
Sandlot? No. Sandlot's a dog.
was born to defy anything that might deny me. Yeah, I'm always gonna dream. I can feel the rain, 'cause it's washing out the pain. I'll dry my bones when I get home. My heart was out of rage, and now we live another day. I got my soul to feel, got my soul to lean on. I got my soul to feel, got my soul to lean on. Some days your smile is all I know, and other days I'm running in the smoke. Guess we take everything in with a little hope we win, 'cause we're always gonna dream. I can feel the rain, 'cause it's washing out the pain. I'll dry my bones when I get home. My heart was out of rage, but now we live another day. I got my soul to feel, I got my soul to lean on. I got my soul to feel, I got my soul to lean on. Would it ever be alright if we didn't experience life? The good, the bad, and everything else. Would it ever be alright if we didn't experience life? Would it ever be alright?
This practice session is for Championships Pairs Group C. Competitors may now take the ice for a 6-minute warm-up. Each competitor's music will be played one time in the following order: Naomi Williams and Lachlan Lewer, Nica Digerness and Mark Sadusky, Alisa Efimova and Misha Mitrofanov, Isabelle Martins and Ryan Bedard.
Staring at the ceiling, come around to me. And now that you're here, why don't you stay a while? You always give me a reason, and I don't understand the sign. I'm loving the freedom you're bringing me. Won't you stay a while? Stay a while. On the street, I'm just smiling big at everybody. 2 more blocks and I'll be at your door. Overcome, brother, nothing keeps me melancholy. Spread my wings, so damn ready to soar. And there couldn't be a better taste after everything I faced. I send a little luck my way, send a little bright sun ray to hit my skin. Dream that I cannot erase, keep it in a little case. Truth be told, is I've never felt better. And if I'm honest with myself, I am so glad we're together. Because this new state of mind that I've struggled to find can now be shared with you because you showed me the light.
Competitors, there is 1 minute remaining in this warm-up. At the end of the warm-up, music will be played, beginning with the team of Naomi and Lachlan Lewer, to be followed by the team of Digerness and Sadusky.
Let's go out, let's go dancing tonight. Adrenaline is pumping, engines up for the flight. And there couldn't be a better taste after everything I faced. I send a little luck my way, send a little bright sun ray to hit my skin. Dream that I cannot erase, keep it in a little case. Truth be told, is I've never felt better. And if I'm honest with myself, I am so glad we're together. Because this new state of mind that I've struggled to find can now be shared with you because you showed me the light.
Competitors, this warm-up has concluded. Now skating their short program, Naomi and Lachlan Lewer, to be followed by Nica Digerness and Sadusky. minutes, 50 seconds. And now the short program for Nica Digerness and Mark Sadusky, to be followed by Alisa Efimova and Misha Mitrofanov. Length of music is 2 minutes and 54 seconds. And now the free program for Alisa Efimova and Misha Mitrofanov, to be followed by Isabelle Martin and Ryan Bedard.
show was that? I love the look of their skating. For me, this is what pair skating looks like. Wow, that is some strength, and they just cleared like a Volkswagen Bug. That was like a full car's length that she just flew. Rider Comedy, thank you so much for getting back to me and letting me know that my voice can be heard. There might be some viewers out there that would appreciate me not talking. But thank you so much. Wow. Lift among lift among lift among lift among ice dance lift among dramatic ending. Let's go. I'm not gonna lie, I wish he opened up his hand a little bit on that ending pose. It was kind of like a ninja chop.
4 minutes, 11 seconds.
Can you talk about how music selection choices come about? Oh my gosh, that is a conversation and sometimes an argument, depending on your relationship with your partner. But you know, I think that it is so important. I will get to that question actually after this next team skates. Last to skate is Isabella and Ryan. Hallelujah. Oh my gosh, so good. Whenever I hear this, I think of Hubble and Donahue's rhythm dance. When they did the Ravensburger waltz to it. Oh my gosh. That was the year. They did a free dance to it too, which is beautiful as well, but I'll never forget that rhythm. The Tabby Whisperer. I'm going to assume Danny was telling embarrassing stories about JLB, and that's why the sound just was not working. Yeah, Danny started talking, and I muted him. Sorry. You were starting to expose me. Couldn't let you guys know on all my secrets. I know you want to know, but I can't give them all away. Importance of music. I mean, we'll get to that question, but this is, I mean, a perfect example. Like, this music, you just sit in your seat and you feel, and that was something that we always really wanted to, like, kind of think about. Like, the way that music makes you feel. Very impressive left. Wow, big throw. I did that lift with Brandon. Sorry. I had to say it. So fun. And no, I was not lifting Brandon, just before anyone asks. I was the lifty. Interesting entrance. Nice skate. So yeah, the importance of music. The importance of music choices. Something that Kayla and I always kind of talked about was like, how does it make you feel, and how does it make like us as a skater feel? But also like, if you were to sit in a room just listening to the music, does it make you feel anything? Where does it make you sit on a seat? Like, that sounds like weird to think about, but some songs make you lean forward, some songs make you sit back and relax. Some songs, like if you really embody yourself into the music and listen and really hear it, it kind of takes you a little bit on a journey, and that's the beauty of music itself. Now, if you find music that makes you feel anything, happy, sad, all of the above. I was talking about this with Mark and his partner, Mark and Nica. I was just kind of talking about like they had really fun music, and I think the importance of making you as an audience member, as a judge, kind of feel something with my music before I do anything is already half of the battle. Now, obviously, skating is very hard and technically very, very challenging, but if I can then have my movements enhance that experience for the viewer, then they're automatically invited into this world. That's what I was talking about earlier today with some of the women's practice, some of the skating like Alisa Liu does. It's not just the music, but it's like the music then embodies the music, and it's a dance between, is the music moving the skater or is the skater creating the music? And that was something that we always wanted to kind of envision. It wasn't necessarily that the music was moving us, it was like a fuel. But we always loved the kind of mental image of that we were the ones creating the music and the music was really following our movements, almost as if we were the conductor. And that's when the movements became authentic and genuine and real. And the more real as a performer and an athlete, but in our beautiful sport, the more real you are, the more captivating you can be, and the more kind of suspension you can give your audience members. It's such a responsibility and a luxury that we get within this sport, and I think it's overlooked quite a bit because of the technical, which becomes very intellectualized, but the feelings that you can create from music and from movement can just take you on a full journey to where you forget about everything in your life and you're just completely encapsulated. How long does it take? How long does it take to choose music? How much input do the skaters get over the choreographers? Well, I mean, it depends, right? Some choreographers will just tell you exactly what music you're going to skate to if you want them to do it. Other choreographers want it to be a discussion. Me, as a choreographer, I like it to be a discussion and kind of an embodiment of what the skater envisions themselves to look like. Whenever we were choreographing with Marie France or our coaching team in Montreal, it was always a discussion of like, what do we want ourselves to look like? And within Caitlin and myself, we always decided like, what do we want to feel? Like, do we want to feel free? Do we want to feel powerful? Do we want to feel grounded? Do you want to feel light and fun? And then that kind of dictated the direction of which way we wanted our career to go. And that was like a huge aspect to it. And there was a lot of times that both Caitlin and I brought music to the table and vetoed within the first 30 seconds of hearing a song, but tried our best not to take it personally, because you may love something and someone else may not be on the same page. But what's so beautiful is when you both find something you both are moved by when it comes to a team, it is awesome, because then you're hearing it for almost 11, 12 months, these pieces of music. If you start your programs after a World Championships in March, you're starting in April, and then you're going to hear it again by the time you finish at World Championships in March, or even a World Team Trophy after that point. You're hearing it every single day, Monday through Friday, depending if you do visualization or any work on a Saturday or Sunday, maybe 6 days a week for hours on end, you need to love what you're using every day. You need to love it, because if you don't, this is hard work. So we have about 13 minutes left in this practice. If you guys are still watching, if you guys are still tuned in, if you guys haven't tapped out yet, that's awesome. First off, I haven't bored you too much or pushed you away. If you have any questions, please send them to me on X at US Figure Skating. I'm doing my best to follow them all through, get through them. I've answered some weird ones. What I ate for lunch today. Don't know what I'm gonna have for dinner. Haven't gotten that far yet, even though I probably should start thinking about it, but I'm going to keep doing this thing first. Yeah, please send them my way. I think like the topic of music is so important to discuss with the skater. Because you can really see when a skater is feeling their performance. I mean, it doesn't happen often that you get to have those amazing performances when you compete as well. But if you can feel it and it makes you, I use the word feel a lot. It's something I embody so much within coaching, within our skating, all of that. I think that, wow, very difficult entry. Just gonna do a grab leg twizzle into a back pair spin. Why not, right? That's like 2 ice dance elements put into one. Sure, why not? Make it happen. In these moments, you see the shot of Alisa and Misha. In these moments, a lot of the time, transparently, you have a quick chat about like, oh, that feel good? Feel good? Quick check-in, where are we at? Where's your energy at? Tired, not tired? Like, are you anxious? Are you excited? Are you nervous? Just like feeling good, where are you at? Just a quick emotional check-in, and then honestly, we would just start talking. Just saying funny stories or talking about different things, or oftentimes I'd just like look at Kate and start singing, and she'd be like, can you not right now? We're trying to do a job. But that was something that helped me a lot when I was skating and competing, to make me not think too much, because I was like an amazing overthinker, like probably one of the best. So my biggest task was to try to get myself out of my brain and more into my feels. Excellent. Unison. Are you kidding me? What? Yeah, little nod of approval. Love that. Fist bump. Chill it out. That would be the moment I'd be like, cool, we done here or what? Let's wrap it up. Exactly, they got the right idea. Sometimes you can like overreach on a practice, and what I mean by that is like, oh, we gotta use our time, gotta keep using our time, fill up the time. When in reality, if you know what you need to do and you've done your job for the day, tap out. The rest is more important. someone messaged about incorporating comedy into a program. It is very, very challenging to do that, to keep it authentic, because it's very hard to intentionally be funny. I mean, unless you're doing a dad joke. I got enough of those from Caitlin. If you know anything about our career, she just loved a good hey Jean-Luc kind of dad joke bit. But it's very hard to be funny, to be spontaneously funny, but when it's choreographed, to keep it authentic. And I think that's why you don't see many comedic routines, because to make humor also look classy without it looking tacky and still athletic is a very, very challenging skill to harness. But some people are able to do it. A lot of people really kind of explore that in the galas as well. I was just told I need to come up with like a new punchline here, like at Skate America in Texas earlier this year. I was doing this same thing with practice ice commentary with Ashley Kane actually, and I kept saying yeehaw when it came down to some throws and whatnot, because I was just blown away by the distance that was being covered, and I sometimes gave a hee-yaw, but I need to figure out one for Wichita. I'll have to sleep on it. Morgan Shepard, speaking of comedy, I know you did National Showcase growing up. What were your favorite programs you did in Showcase events? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I did National Showcase 2 years in a row, I believe. It was a while ago. I think I was 8 or 9 years old, so quite a bit ago. I did 2 programs. Maybe I'll share them on social media one day, because I know they're in the archives of my own vault. But yeah, I did one to Rocky Balboa, and I had a fake six-pack and boxing gloves on and everything. And the other one I did a Richard Simmons workout number, which was absolutely absurd. I had a wig on, I had a wrestling unitard on, some knee pads, I think, because I did a couple knee slides. Yeah, I mean, I have no fear of making a fool of myself, because it's for the good of the cause. It's for the humor and for the bit. I love things for the bit. I'm not going to lie. I love a good laugh. And when you see a 9-year-old or an 8-year-old doing a Richard Simmons number, it couldn't get weirder, but in the best way possible. So yeah, I did. I was a big fan of improv as well. Improv was one of my favorite. Improvisational skating. They play the music for you like 5 minutes before you skate, and you get to hear it twice in a locker room, and then you go out and skate for like a minute, and you just make it up on the spot. honestly some of my favorite stuff. That's some of the things actually like we incorporated into our show programs. There was just brief moments like our Black Swan one, or when we did our Austin Powers, there were just brief moments. Keyton's like, you know what? Just be free, JL, and live out your little inner child moments. And she'd just give me like a good 15-20 second moment of me just improvising, and she's like, just be here at this cue and then we can make it happen. And that was so much fun for me because she was the best. She is the best, actually. She is the best at just letting me do my thing, and she is just a rock for that stuff. So that is just wrapping up the last championship pairs.
I'd say for this, maybe not. It's pretty tight to get to the next event, but we've got to figure out a couple of things. So.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for today. Honestly, you guys made this experience so much fun for me. The tweets or the X's or whatever you want to call them now were so amazing to get those from you. I hope that you learned some new things. I learned some new things. I hope that you had a good laugh. I hope that you found some new things out. You'll never know what Ellie, Dan, and I talked about, so that's fun for you. I do, but that doesn't change much. Thank you again for tuning in. Up next, we are going to have the novice compulsory dances followed by the junior rhythm dance. Stay tuned for that. It's going to be a great events, excuse me, and you will hear from me tomorrow. Have a good night.